Okay, we'll do 34 onwards. So there are questions based on areas and half angle formulas that we discussed yesterday. 34 is very simple. Heron's formula, all of you know. You can try to do it 34 on your own.
Is it everything is okay, ma'am, from Sitaram?
Sir,
Yes, please.
you have done up to question number 28 only, sir.
I know. I told clearly 29 to 33 will do at the last.
Okay, sir.
Okay. 34, I'm sure you completed. I'm just for the sake of writing, I'm writing here. Okay, delta is coming how much in 34?
84.
84, sir.
84. Okay. In 35, they gave two angles and one side. For area of triangle, we can use half AB sin C or 2R square sin A sin B sin C. So we should know one more side if required then. So angle A is 180 minus B plus C. (180 minus 120 minus 30, which is 30 degrees. A by sin A is equal to B by sin. A is 2, sin A is sin 30, B I don't know, and this is sin 120. So I'll get B equal to sin 120 is root 3 by 2, sin 30 is 1 by 2. I'll get 2 root 3. Okay, so for area we have half AB sin C formula or half BC sin A or half CA sin B. Basically, you should know two sides and include angle. I know only one side, so I'm using sin rule to find the other side. Somebody can find circumradius and then use 2R square sin A sin B also. 2R square sin A sin B sin C also. What is this 36th question? Sin A plus sin B is given, sin A into sin B is given. We want to find cos A minus B. Okay. They gave a quadratic equation. If I take sum of roots, it is sin A plus sin B, which is 2 root 6 by 4. Which is root over 3 by 2. Product of roots is 1 by 4. Okay. We can do this way, or we can directly find the roots also. I think they are known angles. Sin A into sin B is 1 by 4. Okay, so 34 is simple Heron's formula. 35 we use sine rule to find one more side and then used half AB sin C. Everybody completed 35?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, 36, I think if you actually find the roots, they'll come root 3 minus 1 by 2 root 2 and root 3 plus 1 by 2 root 2. I don't know, without finding the roots, can we manage? I just wrote some other roots for the root, but let me also try to find the roots in 36. Roots are 2 root 6 plus or minus 24 minus 8 by 2 into 4. 2 root 6 plus or minus root 8 is 2 root 2. This is root 16. Yes. Root 8 is 2 root 2 by 8. If I take 2 root 2 common, I'll get root 3 plus or minus 1 by 8. So roots are root 3 plus 1 by 2 root 2, root 3 minus 1 by 2 root 2. So we know they are 15 degrees and 75 degrees. So A minus B is equal to 75 degrees minus 15 degrees, or plus or minus negative of that also. Okay. Or this is 15 and this is 70. That is plus or minus 60. Cos A minus B equal to half. Whether it is plus 60 or minus 60, cos A minus B is 1 by 2. Without finding the roots, just from the sum and product, can we find cos A minus B? Anybody? And 36. Cos A minus B, cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. I know sin A sin B.
Sin A plus sin B whole square. We get cos square A plus
Cos square A plus cos square B. From that you find cos A plus cos B. Achha. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. But anyway, I think it's easy to manage. If the numbers are not like known angles like this, let's say here you get root 7 plus 1 by some root 5 and something like that, then I think we have to go for the other method. think right now there's no need of writing. Okay, 37, they gave delta is equal to a square minus b minus c whole square. Now they're asking what is the circumradius in terms of a by 2 or b by 2 or something like that. Okay, I think I should do more simple questions based on the formulas that we have. It's okay. This I can write x square minus y square, a x plus y into x minus y, a plus b minus c into a minus b plus c. This we know we can add c and subtract c. We get a plus b plus c minus 2c. This is a plus b plus c minus 2b. This is 2s minus 2c. This is 2s minus 2b. When you bring delta here and 4 down, you'll get s minus b into s minus c by delta is equal to 1 by 4. S minus b into s minus c by delta, it is formula for what?
Sin a by 2.
Sin a by 2 is square root of s minus b into s minus c by bc. There is no square root.
Tan A by
Tan A by 2.
Yes, it is tan a by 2. So basically, this is indirectly given tan a by 2. Of course, I can also expand this and do in some other way. If I expand this, I'll get delta equal to a square minus b square minus c square plus 2bc. And I can use cosine rule. What is cosine rule? In the place of a square, I have to write this. I can write minus 2bc cos c. So I can write this as minus 2bc cos c. If I take 2bc common, 1 minus cos a is 1 minus cos a will come. Delta equal to 2bc into 2 sine square a by 2. Okay, we'll continue with this also with this. What are the options they want? They wanted circumradius. Okay.
Sir, what
Okay,
is the first step?
Are you talking about this one or this one?
Left hand side, sir.
Left hand side. X square minus y square, I wrote x plus y into x minus y.
Sir, below that, sir. A plus something.
This one, a plus b plus c minus 2c. I added c and subtracted c.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll continue with this and let us see with this maybe more easier. One of the formula for delta is ABC by 4R. If I cancel BC, I think I may get directly something related to R. Okay, let us see.
Sir, we can substitute half BC sin A.
Where here? There itself. Yeah,
Yes,
but then circumradius is something they want. And let me try with this. If it doesn't work out, then we'll do that. Okay. 2BC, this is 4BC sin square A by 2. Okay, now what happened? BC and BC got cancelled. I want R, so I can bring this here. So I'm getting R equal to A by 16 sin square A by 2.
Sir, he asked only tan A, sir.
I'm doing 37, no, not 38.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
So A by 16 cosecant square A by 2. I think the second method is giving more easily. Okay, r equal to a by 16. Sign goes up as cosecant square a by 2. Okay, so without using off angle formulas, using cosine rule, we got more easily. But from this also it should come. We got tan a by 2 and they want us to find sine a by 2 basically. That is also tan a by 2 only basically. Okay, both are same. Okay, that is more easy, but if somebody wants to do from this, tan a by 2, I can write sine a by 2 by cos a by 2 equal to 1 by 4, which I can multiply with 2 sine a by 2 and 2 sine a by 2. That is 2 sine square a by 2 by 2 sine a by 2 cos a by 2 is sine a. And 2 sine square a by 2 by sine a, I can write a by 2r. Then we'll get the same thing again. R will go up and bring everything this side. We'll get r equal to a by 16 sine square a by 2. Which is a by 16 cosecant square a by 2. Okay, so second method is better. First method we got tan a by 2, but we have to manipulate carefully to get what we want. So, .38 is almost same question. They wanted tan a. Okay, 38, I don't have to write the whole thing. They wanted tan a, so you got here tan a by 2. In this method also, we would have got tan a by 2, as somebody said, you can write delta as half BC sin a, then we would have got tan a by 2 there. Okay, either case, already we know tan a by 2 is 1 by 4. Okay, then from that I can write tan a as 2 tan a by 2 by 1 minus tan square a by 2. 2 into 1 by 4 by 1 minus 1 by 16. 16 will go up 8 by 50. Anyway, somebody feels that we have not done enough questions based on the formulas that we discussed yesterday, off angle formulas. After this mains material is that is up to 42 is over, then we'll discuss some IP questions or some other questions. I'll just dictate and we'll discuss. Okay, 37 I'm going to erase. Anybody needs more time?
No, sir.
Sir, wait, sir.
Okay. Okay, 39 yesterday when you discussed off angle formulas, I said whenever you want to add, better to use that formula where denominator is delta, so it is easy to add. Okay. So this is 2s double of semi perimeter or perimeter itself. Tan a by 2 is s minus b into s minus c by delta. This is s minus c into s minus a by delta. 2s into, I can take s minus c by delta common. I will get s minus a plus s minus b.
Yes, sir, you can erase, sir.
Okay, 2s into s minus c by delta. This I can write to 2s minus a plus b. 2s minus 2s means what actually? A plus b plus c. So finally this will become c now. 2 into s minus c by delta. This 2s is a plus b plus c minus a plus b. When you cancel a plus b, s into s minus c by delta, this is a formula for what?
Cot A by 2.
Cot a by 2. Cot c by 2, sorry. Cot c by 2 into c. So 2c cot c by 2. Okay, So clear 39. Whenever you have tan A by 2 plus tan B by 2, of course, tan A by 2 has only two formulas. One is S minus B into S minus C by square root of S minus B into S minus C by S into S minus A. Another one is S minus B into S minus B by delta. If denominators are same, easy to add. That's why we use this formula. We could take whatever common. And here 2s is A plus B plus C. So when you simplify it, and this is directly cot C by 2. 40th one, whenever a set of numbers are in harmonic progression, their reciprocals are in arithmetic progression. I can take this plus this equal to 2 times this. That is one way to deal with AP. Or I can take this second term minus first term equal to third term minus second term. Apart from that, I'm doing one thing. All of you know these few properties that whenever a set of numbers are in AP, you multiply with a number also, they will be in AP only.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sir.
if you take
Yes,
A
sir.
plus D, A plus 2D, so on, you multiply with 5 or 7 or 100, they will be in AP. To add or subtract a number also, they will be in AP. So when you multiply with a number or divide with a number or add a number or subtract a number, the AP will remain as AP only. Common difference may change, but it's still AP. So here, actually, I can cancel. Instead of cancelling, I'm saying multiply with delta by S. When you multiply with delta by S, this S by delta, this S by delta will cancel. By multiplying, the numbers will be still in AP. How to remove this S? Add minus S. When you add minus S, this S will cancel. By adding a number, the AP will remain still AP. How to remove minus? Multiply with minus 1. When multiply the number also, that's it. Okay. So you can write like this. This is a valid solution in IP. How to write? And the other day, somebody was asking me how to write in IP. Can you tell us the steps and all how to write? Frankly, trigonometry is more or very dry. You don't have to write. I'm doing this and all. You don't have to give any explanation. Okay. You write this much, automatically everything is there in this, right? So trigonometry, we don't have to worry so much about how to write in IP. Whatever solution you write, that it is. Only one thing in intermediate exam is if you're using a formula somewhere, you can put a bracket here since and you can state the formula in sometimes. Okay, which formula you're using. Otherwise, not a big deal.
Sir, 38th question, first step, what did you do, sir?
38 is same as 37. So the whatever earlier we got tan A by 2 is 1 by 4, we used it. That's all. And they wanted to find tan A. So 2 tan A by 2 by 1 minus tan square A.
Yes, sir, understood.
Those who completed, you can think about 41 and 42. Pritamda, you completed?
Yes, sir.
40 also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, 41, they wanted to find the height and it happened to be obtuse angle triangle. So, fine. Let's say this is A, this is C, and this is B. I need to extend this to get the height because this is 120 degrees. B is 45. And this is 15 degrees. You don't draw exact triangle also not a problem. In general, anybody want to give me an idea how to find altitude of a particular triangle? I'll give you all angles and all sides. That's a triangle. I'll give this length, this length, this length. I'll give this angle, this angle, this angle. How will you find this height? Anybody?
Sir, A sin C or A sin B. Like,
Yeah. You can take any this right angle triangle. You know hypotenuse. You know this angle. You can find. That is one way. Any other way?
But by using cos rule,
Cos rule. You will find altitude. How is that?
I don't know that exactly I said that.
Sir, area.
Okay.
By drawing arcs of the sides length.
By drawing.
Sir, we can find area using Heron's formula and then use the formula half base into height.
Yeah. If you want to find height, these are the two methods where you know side length, you know this angle, simply use A sin B or something like that, or B sin A, depending on the altitude. Another one is delta equal to half into base into height. You know base, okay? And delta, either you can find Heron's formula or half AB sin C or something. You use some formula for area or 2R square sin A sin B sin C, whatever it is, you'll get the height. Okay, so coming to here, they gave us any side length in 41. A is 40.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is 40. I think I can use sine rule, find this length, and then use simply this is 60. So C sin 60 will be the answer because it's obtuse. If it is acute, I should have used C sin 1. C sin B or what is it? B sin C will give me not a big problem. Because sine of this angle and sine of this angle is same. Okay. So first of all, I have to find this small b. So I want to use sine rule. B by sine 45 degrees. This side by sine of this equal to this side by sine of this. 40 by sine 15 degrees. So b will come 40 by sine 15 is root 3 minus 1 by 2 root 2 and sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Root 2 will cancel. 80 by root 3 minus 1. If required, I'll rationalize it later. That is B. Now I want to find this height and this angle is 60. So H is equal to B into sine 60 degrees. That is 80 by root 3 minus 1 into root 3 by 2. Depending on the answer, I can rationalize. Okay, multiply with root 3 plus 1. 80 by root 3 minus 1 into root 3 plus 1 by root 3. This will become 2, 2 2s are 4. 20 into 3 plus 3 root 3. 3 plus root 3. Okay, let me ask a question. It may be somewhat practical, may not be. I want, so before doing any, somebody can try 42, but generally I want to ask a question. I want a triangle where perimeter is fixed, 30 units. Another of saying is I can give you a rod of length 30 units. You can bend it anywhere you want and make a triangle. Okay. What is the least area of the triangle and maximum area of the triangle? Okay. So among all the triangles with the same perimeter, which will occupy maximum area? Now, one thing in maths, it depends on the books, how they present. At least I have seen in some books, they'll ask the same question, not for IIT JEE, I'm saying, especially in lower classes or in different countries. They will try to ask the same question in a way which looks that practically you're going to use it. For example, they can tell somebody has a fence, okay, that is an iron sheet or iron gate kind of thing of length 30 feet, okay, and they can use that to fence an area, okay, but it should be triangle shape. They can take a long one like this, okay, they can take a thin and long like this, this is also 30 feet, this is also 30 feet, this is also 30 feet. Obviously they wanted to maximize that area which they are fencing it. All right. Okay, so anyone want to give an idea how to find that maximum and minimum of area of triangle whose perimeter is fixed, which is 30 units? Whatever you feel like, tell me, not a problem. If you know explanation to tell, or if you feel just I feel this is right, you can tell that also without maybe explanation.
Triangle.
Okay, you are saying equilateral triangle will have maximum area or minimum area?
Maximum.
Okay, maximum. Yes, anybody want to comment anything else?
Sir, obtuse angle triangle will have minimum area.
Obtuse angle triangle will have minimum area. Okay. Anything else anybody want to say? Okay, this question at least we can say somewhat practical in a sense. Okay, I can tell something similar question. For example, I want many cuboids, that is rectangular boxes of same surface area but different volume. Surface area is fixed. Okay, which will have maximum volume. Okay, all the 6 faces of a cuboid, the area should be, let us say, 100 square units. All right, then which cuboid will have maximum area, maximum volume, sorry. It is important because let's say you want to pack something, you want to use a particular sheet, you have some area or particular metal sheet, but you want to maximize your container volume, right? Or another way, let us say, for example, you are owning some kind of company, you are manufacturing something, you want to store 1 liter of some quantity, okay? Now that 1 liter can be stored in a very thin flat rectangular box like this. Okay, but then too much of material will be used for making this sheet and welding all that and all that, right? Okay, so somebody make a long tin, okay, like this. Okay, so now, so what should be the length and breadth and whatever height or width, whatever it is of the box, so that I want to store the same amount of quantity. Here also 1 liter, here also 1 liter, but I want surface area to be least. so that I can minimize my expenditure. Okay. For example, you are making this with a carton. I'm sure the less carton, that sheet that you use, your expenditure, let us say you are manufacturing some kind of fruit juices, you want to store 1 liter things. So which is the best way to store? Okay. If surface area is more, you are selling 1 crore juice packets. Okay. In each one, even if you save half a rupee, okay, you are saving 50 lakhs right there, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whenever things becomes very big, like especially numbers are very big, anything that you minimize is going to save the cost a lot. Okay. So especially in our JE Advanced, we have all these questions, but they don't ask juice packet, all this. Okay. They will tell among all the cuboids with 1000 meter cube volume, what is the least surface area? Okay. They'll ask in a dry manner. That's the only difference. Okay. So some people feel that if you ask the other way, it is nice, but this is not so nice. Okay, it doesn't matter anyway. Coming to this triangle thing, I'm sure you can guess that it will happen maximum for equilateral triangle. Okay, at least this somebody may be knowing that I'm not interested in triangle. I'll give you a rope of length 30 feet. You can make a triangle with it. You can make a rectangle with it. You can make a square with it. You can make a shape like this. I don't care. But I want the area enclosed to be maximum. When it will be maximum?
Circle.
Circle.
Circle, sir.
Yeah. You know that thing, right? Okay. For you in physics, there is one chapter called surface tension. Is it over?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Acha. If you want to prove this, okay, there may be some way to prove it. Okay. But it is difficult to say in one sense because there's so many types of shapes. Which shape are you talking about? Okay, circle is a maximum means you take all other shapes and prove that they have less area than circle, right? Okay. In physics, I like this. You may not understand fully because the chapter is not over, but there is a property that let's say this is a rectangular metal frame. There is a soap film. This whole thing is a soap film. Okay. On the top of the soap film, you put a thread. Okay, closed. The two ends are closed and kept it like this. Okay, this part of the soap film, you pierce it. You pierce it. All right. Then what happens? All this soap film will try to stretch and it will become a perfect circle. This whole thing is soap film. There is no soap film here because I pierced it. Even though you kept this thing in irregular shape, it became a regular circle. Now, actually, what is the logic here is, in physics, there is a property that the surface want to have least area. That's why there is a tension in it. Okay. So all this soap film want to attain least area. If they have to attain this area, they have to maximize it, right? Because this area is fixed.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So automatically it became a circle. So we don't have to prove it. Nature already proved that the circle has maximum area among all possible perimeters. Okay.
Yes.
So in that, okay. So somehow I liked it always, instead of proving in a mathematical way. So we can use physics to prove something in math instead of other way. Okay, anyway, why I'm talking about all this, I am covering two questions simultaneously. One is 42 and another one is for 32. And 42 together. For me, S is given, semi-perimeter or perimeter is given, fixed. But A is changing, B is changing, C is changing, so delta is changing. I want to find minimum delta. We'll just use in one step, simple AMG inequality, we'll use it and we'll prove it. Take S minus A as one quantity, S minus B as another quantity, and S minus C as another quantity by 3. Arithmetic mean A plus B plus C by 3 is greater than or equal to cube root of ABC. Is greater than or equal to cube root of S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. Okay, L plus M plus N by 3 is greater than or equal to cube root of L into M into N, AMG inequality. All of you know AMG inequality, we are using quite a few times. But what will happen to LHS when you simplify? Anybody want to tell?
0.
Yes,
Sorry. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
It will
S by
S by
3.
3.
S by 3.
Yeah. S plus S is 3S. minus a plus b plus c by 3 is greater than equal to cube root of s minus a into s minus b into s minus c. But this is 2s, so it will become s. So 3s minus 2s by 3. I want to cube it both sides. Cube is greater than equal to s minus a into s minus b into s minus c. Okay, 3s minus 2s is s. So it is s cube by 27. I'll multiply with one more s. Is greater than equal to s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c. That is delta square. So I got s power 4 by 27 is greater than equal to delta square. So delta is less than or equal to s square by 3 root 3. Okay, so among all triangles with the same perimeter 2s, maximum area is this one, s square by 3 root 3. So if perimeter is given to you, what is the maximum area that you can cover with this in the form of a triangle is this. And when is that maximum attained? In AMGM inequality, when equality is attained?
All are equal.
When all are equal. So s minus a equal to s minus b equal to s minus c means a equal to b equal to c. Okay. So maximum is attained for equilateral triangle. Maximum is attained when triangle is equilateral. And if somebody asks what is the minimum, minimum will be 0. If you try to make really flat triangle like this, basically you'll get 0. So maximum is attained when triangle is equilateral. Okay, that is both 32 and 42. This is only 32. In 42, in the place of s, you have to write c plus 8 by 2 because instead of giving 3 sides, they gave 2 sides only. There is sum of 2 sides and one more side. Maybe you can as well write only 32 and in the next time we'll write 42. What is it? So simply combining AMGM inequality and Heron's formula, we are able to find the maximum area of a triangle with the given perimeter. Okay, in 42, S will be C plus 8 by 2. And delta square is greater than or equal to, just now, delta is greater than, less than or equal to, sorry, S square by 3 root 3. And S is C plus 8 by 2 whole square by 3 root 3. When expand, C square plus 16C plus 64 by 3, 12 root 3. Okay, let me ask another question. You don't have to give me any explanation, just what you feel. If you take any triangle you want, tan A plus tan B plus tan C, the total value. What is the range of that? Anybody want to give any idea? Or you want to talk about sin A plus sin B plus sin C also. What is the minimum or maximum? Anybody want to give any idea?
Sir, for tan A plus tan B plus tan C, maximum is infinity.
Maximum is infinity. Yes, when one of the angles is close to 90 degrees, it will be 10 to infinity. Then what about the minimum?
So minimum is 3 root 3.
Minimum is 3 root 3. Yeah, maybe I should change the question. I did not tell it is which kind of triangle. But the acute angle triangle, most probably minimum is 3 root 3. Obtuse angle triangle also. Okay. So the acute angle triangle, it's fine. Let me take only acute angle triangle, only obtuse angle triangle. If I take obtuse angle triangle, I am saying tan A plus tan B plus tan C will be definitely negative. Will you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? If it's obtuse angle triangle, only one angle can be obtuse. Now, three angles cannot be obtuse.
Sir, because A plus B plus C equals to 90, tan A plus tan B plus tan C equals to tan A, tan B, tan C, no, sir.
Yeah, that's good. If you take directly the sum, one of them may be negative, two of them is positive. We don't know whether the sum is negative or positive. But whenever A plus B plus is 180 degrees, tan A plus tan B plus tan C is same as tan A into tan B into tan C. In that, if one quantity is negative, two quantities are positive, it will be negative only. So for obtuse angle triangle, this is always negative, and for acute angle triangle, it is always positive. And whenever it is positive, most likely the minimum is 3 root 3 and maximum is infinity in acute angle triangle. Okay, sin A plus sin B plus sin C. Anybody want to comment what will be the minimum value and maximum value in any triangle?
Sir, minimum is 3 root 3 by 2.
Are you sure it is minimum or maximum?
Sir, minimum is 0, maximum is 3 root 3 by 2.
Are you sure minimum is 0?
Sir,
Yes.
let us take angles as 0.001 degrees, 0.001 degrees, and 179.99, like that, sir.
Oh, that is excellent. Very nice. Very good explanation. When two angles are coming very close to 0 and other angle is tending to very close to 180, this is tending to 0, this is tending to 0, this is tending to 0, this sum will be tending to 0. That's good. I think we can strongly say the range of this is open interval 0 to closed interval 3 root 3 by 2. It will never become 0, but it is tending to 0. Because if all are 0 and 180 is not a triangle. And an equilateral triangle is maximum. How to prove it, we'll see. Okay, but I just want you to get a feel of the expressions overall. What to talk about? Anyway, somebody has not completed for 32 or 42, please copy. Cos A plus cos B plus cos C. Let us see if somebody can come up with what is the minimum and what is the maximum. I'm not asking any strong explanation, just a general observation what you feel.
Sir, minimum is 3 root 3 by 2.
Cos 60 is how much, man?
So minimum is
3 by 2, sir. 3 by 2.
Is 3 by 2 minimum, or do you think it is maximum?
3 by 2 is maximum.
3 by 2 is maximum and
Okay, 3 by 2 is maximum. And what do you think of minimum?
sir
Sir,
1.
3 by 2 is minimum.
Okay, let us see. If you look at other triangles, if their area, other cases, if area is less than 3 by 2, 3 by 2 is maximum. If area is more than 3 by 2, 3 by 2 is minimum. Very simple, right? Yeah, somebody saying minimum is 1. Why? You want to give some explanation?
Sir, if we take two very small angles like 0.001, just as Lokeshwar said, then
Yes, yes.
problem. So those two will become 1, and the other angle will become nearly 180, means 117.9999.
Yes, yes.
So
Minus
that will
1.
become -1. 1 and -1 will cancel. We are left with.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Two things 0 to close to 0, one thing 180 to close to 180. You can also say two things close to 90, one thing close to 0. You can take 89.9 degrees, 89.9 degrees, and 0.2 degrees. Then that 0.2 degrees will be tending to 1, and the one which is tending to 90 will become 0. 2 zeros and 1. That is also 1. Okay. Anybody remembers in exercise 6D or somewhere earlier, according to transformations, is there any, this is equal to something else, like sine 2a plus sine 2b plus sine 2c is 4 sine a sine b sine c. Like that, is there any formula for this? And we have some idea about, we've done a lot of questions where when a plus b plus 180 show that this sum is equal to this product and things like that. Yes.
Cos A plus cos A is equal to 1 plus 4 sin A by 2 into sin B by 2
Yeah.
into sin C by 2.
Yes. Even right here you can see that. Because sin A by 2 is always positive, sin B by 2 is always positive, sin C by 2 is always positive. This is always positive, so always 1 plus something only. And if it becomes 0, it will be very close to 1. Okay. So that's why it cannot be less than 1 anytime. It will be always more than 1. I think this gives a more tangible way of explaining that 1 plus a non-negative quantity has to be more than 1. So minimum is 1, and that to open, it can never become 1. And maximum is 3 by 2. Yes,
Sir, when one of the angle is 90 degrees and two angles are 45, then it would be 1 by root 2, no, sir?
1 by root 2 plus
Minimum.
1 by root 2, which is 2 by root 2, which is, how much is that?
Root 2, yes, sir.
That root is 1.414, more than 1. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it.
Okay. So, but how to write the proper proofs for this? If you want to know, come tomorrow.